This is Jemini The Gifted One. Brooklyn kids. Our guest for this evening.
1, 2, y'all. 1, 2, y'all. Old school, y'all. 1, 2,
Produced by Minnesota.
1, 2, y'all. New school, y'all. Out if you will, to indulge with verbal skill into a scene about the feeble-minded schemes of a teen. I tried to stay alive and to strive. Sometimes I even cried. I was only 10 years plus 5, nevertheless. The streets gave me stress. My addiction assess led to my first conviction and arrest. Yes, yes. The East New York style was like the Wild Wild West. Except you had to impress when you dressed in fresh gear. Yo, we only rockin' valleys over here this year. If you ain't got it, you still could be down, but play the rear. You come to the section that I'm from, trying to rock your fresh apparel. You be staring down the barrel of a gun. Remember 83 and 84 in high school. Come December, the jewel was the Brooklyn rule. The restrooms was off limits to the herbs, cause we was shooting CeeLo from the palms to the curbs. Lady luck be with me, daddy need a new pair of shoes, but daddy hate to lose, so somebody got to get abused. You think you jetting with my dough? Hell no, nigga, you don't know my stilo. We about to take a vote on your sheepskin coat and your fat gold rope chain. You had to be insane to even get into the game. It's me you need to thank that you're only getting ganked point blank. My homeboy Tank got the shank. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. The Zulus dropped jewels on a school called Quentin. That was graphics. The guards had crazy mathematics. Chicks uptown wore Louis Vuitton. And Fendi wasn't really, but for lunch and blimpies, y'all could get it on. A new mob culture deep like Bob Marley. The brothers that was large was Black Eyes and Eric Charlie. And Riverside Dave gave Dota in it. Hold that my wanted. If he had the loot, you know that he would flaunt it. In those days, nobody pledged allegiance to a crew. If it came to you or them, best believe it would be you. In 2 short years, Brooklyn flipped shit switch. A lot of brothers caught the blade cause they snitched like the bitch ass niggas that they was. Because the Brooklyn brothers always keep an eye on what other brothers does. Security became an impurity. They tried to keep us quiet. Every time they try it, we would riot. We made the front page when we took it to the stage in a rage on the masses. We all left our classes broke fool in the school. Everybody lost their cool, no more shanks. We had graduated to the tools. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. Now everybody talking about the West Coast, yeah. They real with the steel, but we was packing toast in the days long gone, living wrong, living trife, low life, and Decepticons rolling through the night. You best to take flight when you see them preparing for battle. They roll 100 deep in the street like cattle. The only thing that slowed them down was age, and the age gave them knowledge. A third court city job, the others went to college. The last third simply got worse, schooling all the young boys that came behind the ones who came first. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. That's how it was, so this is how it is. You got to keep it real when you deal with them Brooklyn kids. New York, keep it real, y'all. Go Brownsville, keep it real, y'all. Big Bed-Stuy, keep it real, y'all. Plus LG, keep it real, y'all. With the whiners, keep it real, y'all.
Yes, y'all. This is Rudimentor, as I like to say. Love and respect to you all out there. Tonight we got, or should I say, our guest is the great Jemini The Gifted One. You just heard Brooklyn Kid right now. What's up, Dem?
What's going on? What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm really well. For y'all that just don't know, this is the first time in ages that this man and myself are actually seeing each other like live, connected, since he did some work on my Rudimental 2 album, Jemini The Gifted One. For me, I'm gonna say from Brooklyn Kid down to Funk Soul Sensation, I was a fan. That's why I had to get this man on my album. Because his style before anybody else I heard trying to do it, he had two different voices on one record. He was his own feature. The first feature, solo feature,
Right,
and
right,
killing
right.
it too. So I was a big fan of that. So I had to pay the money to get this man on my project because the talent, the skills, everything was just out of this world. Still very talented. Thank you for coming on to my show, my brother, to get it out there some more for people to get to know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gemini,
Right.
the gifted one. Sure.
Yes. Thank you for having me, brother. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, bro.
Pleasure to
So,
be here. You did.
yeah, just tell the people about yourself, where it started out for you, and all that, how you got into this rap stuff, and yeah, you came into your greatness. Let's go.
You're kind of breaking up. Your audio is breaking up.
I'm saying, let the people know how it all started for you, how everything started for you here.
I can't hear the question. You said let the people know, and then it flanged out.
I'm saying, let the people know where you started in music, how music started for you. Let the people know how music started for you.
Well, I mean, there's two versions of it. There's two versions of that story. There's how music started for me in terms of getting in the music business,
Yes.
and there's also how music actually started, where it actually began. So which one do you want?
We'll go with both, or we're going with that last one first, where it actually began for you. That's why this is called Rudimentor, so people can actually experience your journey from where you started.
Well, I started actually singing, not rapping. I started
Okay.
as a little kid singing. Myself, my cousins, and my brother were in a little singing group, and we sing songs from the radio, sing songs on TV. And then as I got a little older, I began to sing in different churches with friends of mine who were like more church-going guys, and I would go and sing with them in groups and so on and so forth. And the hip-hop part came a little later. The hip-hop part came a little later. And but that's basically where it began, singing with my cousins, and then later rapping on the block and rapping at the parties and battling and all of that kind of stuff. So that's how that started.
Okay, cool. So, battling the parties and all that good stuff. When did your first record, the whole vibe with that, and connecting with producers and stuff like that? How did actually you getting to do your first record? How did that start?
How did I get to do the first record?
Yes.
Yo?
Yes. How did you do your first record? How did your first record come about?
Oh, well, the first record, well, I was writing with a lot of guys who were trying to break into the music industry. And when I got my first record deal, it was purely by coincidence. Long story short, I told the story like once before. I was walking through I had given up on trying to get a deal, right? I was still rapping and keeping the blade sharp. But one night I was walking through the project in Brooklyn on a rainy night, as it was, and I ran into my man Rob. And my man Rob was like a young hip hop cat, never had recorded in the studio or anything like that, but he was talented, he was good. So we had only gotten familiar with each other that summer. So we bumped into each other that night, and he's like, yo, I got a recorded session downtown Brooklyn. Would you feel like coming with me, rolling with me? I'm like, all right, cool. Me and him, we lead a project, get a bottle, and we walk on down there to the studio. When I get to the studio, there's a brother who was very instrumental in me getting my first deal. His name is Gold, DJ Gold.
Say their name again.
He played music in South. DJ Goldfinger. He used to make mixtapes, and he was the resident DJ in the Tower Records downtown Brooklyn when they still had Tower Records. So I get up in the studio with Ra, who's gonna rhyme with Goldfinger and his group, right? I'm just there as a spectator. I get there, I realized quickly one of the members of the group, Full Metal Jacket, my man Lunatic, I knew him from high school. So one thing turns into another, and they invite me to rhyme on a freestyle on their session for a record that they're shopping at Polygram Mercury. And they already had a deal that they were shopping, they were trying to get. So they say, yo, you want to rhyme on the B-side? I was like, not to be on the record, just to do it. We did it. They took their record up there to the A&R, and the A&R said, who's that guy on the other side of the B-side, that freestyle? Who's that? And they're like, that's Jemini from Brooklyn. He's like, Jemini? As it turns out, I had shot the deal there the year before, but I was in a group and I didn't get the deal because I didn't want the group. So the guy was like, bring Jemini up there. I go up there with Goldfinger, who's in the process of shopping his deal. And long story short, over time, he wound up offering me a deal. And that's how I got on. Just by.
What was the first record? What was the first
but
record?
I will say this, it's a testament to being ready when the time comes. I'll say that.
Okay. What was the first record? What was that record called that you released?
That first record we did, the EP was called Scars and Pain, and the single was Funk Soul Sensation, and the B-side was Brooklyn.
Okay. So, great story here too. Let people know who produced the joint, Funk Soul Sensation. I think, I've loved that song for years, but the thing is, I never really did double check the production until today, and I was like blown away because there's a connection between us and that connection. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I that first single, actually two singles on the EP, but that first single was produced by Prince Poe of Organized Confusion. Organized Confusion had a production company at that time. They probably still do, but they had a production company at that time, and we was rocking heavy at that time. So I did Funk Soul Sensation. Prince Poe did that one, and on the B side, another legendary producer, Minnesota, from Money Boss Players. That's his joint. Lord Tariq was a part of Money Boss Players. For anybody who doesn't know Lord Tariq, he's on that classic joint with Peter Gunn. What's the name of that joint? What if it wasn't for the Bronx? This rap shit probably never would be going on. So tell me where you from. Uptown, baby. That joint.
Yeah, the anthem.
That's one of those guys.
Okay.
The anthem, right? So, Minnesota, who was Lord Tariq producer at that time for Money Boss Players, also submitted tracks, and we wound up doing Brooklyn. Okay. And that was his first commercial release. That was Minnesota's first record. That was his first real record. Yeah.
Salute to Minnesota. I actually got to meet Minnesota in Toronto, and shout out to Jason Bose too, the lawyer and stuff that they mess with. So I actually got to meet Minnesota here in Toronto. I think it was Caravana years back. I got to meet him, and he's got love and respect for my stuff too. So I gotta salute Minnesota as well. So that was a slamming record, and for that to be his first too. Like, look at that, classic out the gate. So salute to Minnesota on that. Yeah.
It was a blessing to be able to facilitate that. You know what I mean? It was a blessing. Some of the producers that I've dealt with, some great producers, it was their first commercial release joints that we did together. So, that's definitely a blessing to be a part of that.
Okay.